Welcome to the Philadelphia One Day Itinerary. So JP and I visited Philadelphia as part of a larger road trip that we call our Ultimate US Road Trip. It was 52 days, making a big circle around the whole country. So we spent just about 24 hours exploring Philadelphia. I had driven through before, but had not stopped to actually do anything there. So this was like kind of our first real visit to do everything. And this video here has everything that we did that day. It's mostly like a photo compilation, but there's some video in there too. If you are short on time, the best way to get around, if you want to book the hop on hop off bus tour, that way it'll take you around to the biggest sites, and you'll also get like extra, they usually have like extra like audio tour things while you're on the bus to tell you about stuff. Or you can walk around to kind of this. Everything in this first part is kind of all in walking distance of each other, so it won't really be required for that. But after that, everything else is outside of the city, so you will have to go drive to do that. But it's nice to have if you're able to splurge a little bit for that, to just see a little bit more in a short period of time. So in the morning, you'll want to start off with the historic sites. You will start at Independence Hall. This big lawn here, a lot of places you're going to go to are just kind of in a loop around this lawn. Independence Hall is where the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were signed, and where the Liberty Bell is, and you can go tour this building. If you like the National Treasure movies, you will love visiting this place. Around the corner is Benjamin Franklin's burial site. You don't necessarily have to go like in the cemetery and walk around. You can see it from the sidewalk, and they have this little plaque here so you'll know exactly where it is, and it'll be very easy to tell. Down the street from there is the Betsy Ross house. She is the one who sewed the first American flag. So it is this little tiny skinny house here, and you can see the flags that are flying here are the one that she had designed with the stars in a circle. They do offer tours in the house, or depending on how much time you have, you can just, see it from the outside, go read this plaque that's over here, and that can kind of be it. For lunch, you obviously want to try the best cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. So the two main like touristy ones would be Pat's King of Steaks, and then also, let me scroll down here, and Geno's Steaks. So they are kind of like diagonal from each other. They are really the two main ones that everyone recommends. Obviously, you'll get the more stuck-up people that are like, oh no, the best cheesesteak is this other super obscure thing that no one knows. And it's like, no, these two are popular for a reason. I don't believe in the stuck-upness that a lot of people have for travel. So we tried both. We just got one cheesesteak from each since it was two of us. That was easy, and we got them as similar as possible so that we could compare apples to apples instead of apples to oranges. So Pat's King of Steaks goes back to 1930. They claim to be the original home of the Philly cheesesteak. So we just got a regular Philly cheesesteak here, and this is what it looked like. So it had the steak, the onions, the cheese on this roll, and we just split it in half. And then across from there is Geno's Steaks. They claim to have the best Philly cheesesteak, and we also just got a regular one here as well, so you can see the difference here. So our opinion after trying both is that if you take the meat and onions from Pat's and mix that with the bread and cheese from Geno's, you will have the perfect Philly cheesesteak. So maybe one day we'll go back and get those exact things and swap them and make the best one and see if that really works. But that was fun to do, to just try out both and see how they were. They were both delicious though. Then in the afternoon, you will venture outside of Philadelphia. You will go to Valley Forge National Historical Park. This is a Revolutionary War battlefield. This is where they had the really harsh winter. People didn't have shoes, everyone was sick, and it was just kind of like, how are we ever going to do this type of thing. So this is a huge park, by the way. There is a driving tour that you can listen to that will tell you like where to stop and everything around. So there's walking trails, there's all kinds of different buildings and monuments and places to walk around. These are just some of the photos of all the different things we came across. They have a little chapel there as well. We spent about 2 hours driving around all of it and listening to the tour. For dinner, we went to J. Alexander's. This is a restaurant that there is one here in Dayton, Ohio still, I believe. And they're known for their honey butter croissants. Kind of like if you've ever been to Cheddar's, they kind of have a similar thing. So JP had never been to J. Alexander's, so I was like, oh, let's go, since it's kind of, not really something that you can get very much anymore. But when we went, they said that they had discontinued the honey butter croissants, but I don't know if that was just that specific location or not. And it also happened to be restaurant week, so they had a special menu, which was nice. So we tried cheeseburger egg rolls. On this trip in particular, this trip was in 2020, we noticed a ton of places that seemed to be super popular is making egg rolls stuffed with all kinds of different things. Because we had like cheeseburger egg rolls, like sauerkraut Reuben type of egg rolls. Disney started doing like the pepperoni pizza egg rolls and cheeseburger egg rolls. I've really enjoyed all of them. I think it's a great trend. For our entree, we shared the filet and baked potato, and I got a side of baked mac and cheese because that's my favorite. So we just kind of split all of that, and then we had a slice of key lime pie. So we treated ourselves a bit. And then where to stay, just a few minutes outside of there is the town of King of Prussia. So we stayed at the Home to Suites there. It's obviously cheaper than staying in Philadelphia. Parking is free, and it's just super close to where you're ending the day anyway, so you don't have to do any extra driving. So this video here is a room tour of that hotel. You can also explore more of Philadelphia with a Go City attraction card. It's basically just kind of bundling. If you're going to buy attraction tickets individually, I would check if the Go City pass would make it cheaper. They do an option where you can buy the pass by the day, where everything is included that day, or you can build a pass for like a certain number, like I want to do 5 attractions, here's the 5 I want. So it just kind of depends on how you use it. We tested this out in San Francisco and got to do a ton of cool stuff with it that we probably wouldn't have even done otherwise, because we were there for a whole week. So we went around one day just doing everything that was on the pass that we could. And that was really nice, because it also, that one had included the hop on hop off tour. So it also made it easy to get around all the places. And we did like the wax museum, the submarine boat tour, escape rooms. They have all kinds of random stuff for each city. But that is everything for spending one day in Philadelphia. Again, if you want to see that larger road trip that we did, it's linked here at the bottom. I would recommend pairing a Philadelphia trip to visit like Washington, D.C., Williamsburg, Boston, other places that are really popular for like colonial era, Revolutionary War era. And then some other places in Pennsylvania that I have posts for, a Gettysburg Day trip, the United Flight 93 Memorial, Poconos, and Club Wyndham Shawnee Village is a like cabin resort that is also in the Poconos. And if you need help planning a road trip, I do have this free road trip planner downloadable template. You just put in your email address and it will email it to you. And that is everything I have for the Philadelphia one-day itinerary.